Donald Trump has spent a lot of time attacking the U.S. Supreme Court recently, basically threatening that if they don't do what he wants them to do, then, bad things could happen. Not to them, but to the country. And we've also had reports of Donald Trump trashing the 3 justices that he put on the bench, even though in the vast majority of cases, they all side with him. And let us never forget that the only reason Donald Trump is even president today is because of that immunity ruling from the Supreme Court from last summer. I'll get more to that in just a moment, but first, a quick word from today's video sponsor. For weeks now, all we've heard is how Trump's beautiful bill will slash Medicaid. But almost nobody is talking about what his MAGA loyalists slipped into this bill. Go to ground.news/Farron to see how they're trying to block judges from enforcing court orders unless you pay a bond first. Highly credible sources warn most Americans can't actually afford to do this. So if this bill passes and Trump violates the law, it wouldn't even matter. This is the GOP's flood the zone strategy. Distract us with headlines and bury the real power grab. And it's why I think Ground News is the best tool to expose these blind spots before it's too late. My partners built the only app and website pulling in news from across the globe, then breaking down each source's bias, credibility, and the stories the right tries to bury. And considering most people take the first headline they see as fact, if you're reading the news somewhere else, their browser extension will flag the source's bias and link other credible reports so you can verify the information. Ground News is a better version of how we're already staying informed. So I got my viewers 40% off the same unlimited access Vantage plan I've been using. That's $5 per month when you go to ground.news/Farron, scan my QR code, or click the link in the description. With at least another 4 years of this, they're counting on you to be distracted. This app is how you stay focused. Lori Kim Cross from Canada asked this question on Instagram. Can the Supreme Court change their decision on the power they gave to Donald Trump? And of course, Lori Kim Cross is referring to last summer's immunity ruling where it said anything you do, as long as you declare it official, you're immune from. Nobody can prosecute you. Nobody can do anything. As long as you say it's an executive function, and the court agrees with you, because that is one of the caveats, then you're good. And we all know when the U.S. Supreme Court handed down this ruling, Judge Cannon down in South Florida was like, I'm dismissing all the charges. Woohoo, there you go. And then, of course, a lot of the other prosecutions put on hold and eventually completely dropped due to the fact that he won the election. Now, can that, to answer your question, be undone? The answer is yes, absolutely. But it's not easy, because in order for them to undo it, they have to have a case to rule on regarding presidential immunity and executive functions. Because they do not have a case like that, as far as I have seen in the docket, they're not going to do it. And even if they did, they still would probably not do it. But, it is what it is. Perhaps in the future, a future Supreme Court not made up with the dumbest people we've ever seen will eventually get a case where they can undo this ruling. That, of course, is a very real possibility, so we have to wait and see what the future holds. In the meantime, as of right now, is it possible for the Supreme Court to undo it? No. They cannot go back and revisit their past decision and just issue a new ruling. That is not how that works. But I do think that everybody needs to fully understand that we wouldn't be in this situation today had the Supreme Court ruling not gone that way. We likely could be looking at a very different set of circumstances, a very different person in the White House. And part of that is actually not even due to the Supreme Court. Part of that is due to Merrick Garland, President Biden's Attorney General, being the biggest coward that's ever served as Attorney General. He dragged his feet. He hoed and he hummed and he took as much time as he could because we don't want to give the appearance of a political persecution, which every Republican already said it was, so that didn't solve anything. And he waited for years and years before they finally brought the charges. Donald Trump would have been convicted and sentenced had the administration done what they should have done from day one, the Biden administration, and move forward with all this. They gave him almost a year to return the stolen documents before they were finally like, okay, well, we got to go to Mar-a-Lago and get them back. It was ridiculous. The DOJ under Merrick Garland dragged its feet. And then, of course, the Supreme Court came in and saved him at the last second. So maybe the Supreme Court ruling would have been earlier, but at least we would have known. We would have had more clarity instead of all the investigations and charges being dropped once he won the 2024 election. So who knows? A lot of different things could have happened. A lot of different things should have happened. And unfortunately, we have to live in the world where the things that happened did happen the way they happened. And right now, that kind of sucks. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.